person we're gonna talk, it is Theresa. Theresa is a certified business coach. She is be talking about the depth of neurodiverse community can offer for you. Isn't that awesome? So please, listen.
Thanks for having me, Sam. I really appreciate the work that you do and message that you spread and how you are giving the community and businesses all over. That's what's happening. So it doesn't matter how many times I do this. It doesn't matter how many people are in the room or on the. I get crazy nervous. I get crazy nervous being on camera or in front of people. Literally, my brain says to my body, "You're about to die." And then my heart starts beating, and my stomach goes on and on, and it's kind of hard to breathe. But this is the thing: is I know about brains because I talk about brains like all day long, every single day. So I can go into my body and just say, "It's okay. You're not going to die. There's no saber-tooth tigers here." So I'm going to talk about neurodiversity having to do with brains. In my idea of brain, it's more like a culture. And I want to start changing the conversation around neurodiversity. I want to start changing the idea around neurodiversity.
Next one. Next one.
So what is neurodiversity?
Welcome.
What is this word? What is neurodivergent? What is neurominority? We're talking about autism, dyslexia, dysgraphia, Tourette's, ADHD, trauma. These are all things that change the way the mind works, right? So some people, it's in our genes and we're born with it. Other people, something happens and it changes the way our brain works. And this is neurodiversity. So what's the differences between the words neurodivergent, neurodivergent, and neurodiversity? There is controversy around the word neurodivergent because it literally means mind is a different stage, right? And there's something divergent. So I actually prefer the words neurominority and neuromajority. So you're going to hear me say those words. Neurodiversity means all of them. So the word neurodiversity was coined by Judy Singer in 1988. And she's basically saying that neurology differences are normal. And we really want to embrace them and they're not deficits, they're not disorders, and they're not disabilities. The most brilliant minds in the world throughout history are neurominority people. From past and present. Thank you, Tesla. So I want to talk about the gifts of being a neurominority person, right? When you think of neurominority, what comes up for you? What do you think about it? I think highly creative. I think innovator. I think multi-dimension thought process, right? I think a decoder. I think someone who can solve patterns. I think someone who can solve puzzles with very little effort. These are not things that are most commonly referred to when somebody is referring to a neurodivergent person, right? We're more often thinking or false, lazy, can't keep track of things, behavioral problem, risk youth, high risk youth, right? These are the things that are most commonly referred to as a neurominority person. Whether it's in the school, in the workplace, right? So I really want to get in there and change the conversation. Am I talking in the mic enough? Like that? So I want to start talking about the change in how we talk about neurominorities and how can we pull those gifts out and how can we come in and add more support, right? I actually looked really, really hard, y'all. I looked for statistics on neurominority people in the workplace. I couldn't find one. Not in America. There's really old ones and outdated ones in the UK, but none in America. I looked up HR. I looked into the laws. There's less than 1%. Yet we're discriminated against every single day in the workplace, every single day in the public school system and other school systems, right? So how can we come in and normalize neurominorities? How can we really start seeing what we can do? Start thinking about the brilliance that we have and also come in and what supports do we need? Do we need more laws? Do we need people to start talking about what to do with HR? Right? Do we need to start having a conversation with your aunt and your uncle and your brother and your neighbor about what is spinning? Don't know. Spinning is something that a neurominority does to comfort themselves, right? So it might be tapping hands, yeah, right? Making a sound, tapping your foot, maybe put something over your lap, playing with silly putty. These types of things are looked as if it's something wrong with that person, but it's not, right? That's a brilliant person there. He's comforting themselves. Y'all drink coffee, that's comforting, right? Pumpkin spice latte, chocolate. It's just a different type of comfort. So in life, a neurominority is walking around in life and has normal life stresses and normal life things happening. But then we also have we have unconscious bias in society. And what they say about us, what they tell us about us. The very word disabled means not able. Yet that's how neurominorities are referred to. So we're told what is normal and what's not normal. We have more challenges to overcome because there is support that we need. There's a reason our brain is working the way that it is. There's a reason we have those gifts, but there's also other ways that we need more support that's commonly not there. We have physical discomfort, right? Because we have additional stress, we also, a lot of us, have some sensory needs. So we might have stress in our neck. We might hear differently. We might feel differently, literally. You know, someone touching us or the clothes that we put on our body might feel different to us than it might to a neuromajority person. And these are all things that neuromajorities walking around do take for granted. They don't realize, right? So there's also, this is where I come in, subconscious thoughts. We have 65,000 thoughts that go through our minds every single day. 89% of those are thoughts that we've thought before. Can you imagine growing up with people telling you that there's something wrong with you? Every single day? Something wrong with you? You're weird, you're awkward, you're easy. Can't keep track of things. So then we have these thoughts that are going through our minds and do this. Yeah, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that. I'm told not to go to college because, you know, just don't say all these things, right? So I think it's a beautiful thing to tap into the subconscious mind and figure out what your brain is telling you that you are and are not able to do, and find out what you really can do and let go of what's not serving you. give neuro minorities support. They're going to increase your business 30% or more. Neuro minority teams put together are more productive than neuro majority. That's actually a fact. Next slide. What happens when you get support? What happens when you tap into your subconscious mind and you start reprogramming? Your business moves up 407%. This is a client of mine that exited my program because she literally reached every single goal. She's retired, she's married, she has everything that she's ever wanted in life. What she doesn't need anymore. I did my job. All right. So this is what she said. There was more, but there was too much to put on it. The point is, it works. Next slide, please. So, can you support neuro minorities, Theresa? What if I have employees that are neuro minority? What if I have a kid that's neuro minority? What if I have a cousin that's neuro minority? So we want to create an environment that's open and accepting. Ask them, what do you need? What would help you? What would make you feel more comfortable? And then don't ask just once. Go back and ask again and again and again. Allow breaks. Go on walks, either with them or throughout the workday. A neuro minority might not be the type of person that can just come into the office at 8 a.m. and leave at 5. Has to look different. We are different, okay? Provide sensory need requests. Y'all see, somebody's amazing. Just saying, I got it on my desk, I play all the time. It's good fun, okay? Offer communication through more than one avenue. So a business or an employer is going to try this whole world, we might need to offer more communication. Because we think differently, right? We want to hear from you sometimes. Sometimes if we are talking and we hear something with our ears, it lands differently than if we were to read it. Sometimes reading, we need different fonts. There is actually ADHD fonts and dyslexia fonts that you can purchase and have available. Please do that. Saying, if you have a child or if you are an employer and you have neurodiverse people in your company, figure out how to support them and offer it.
Right on.